Morning everyone. I'm going to be replacing the flexible brake hose on the back of the SLK 170 this morning. So there are various things we need. We have a brake hose, we have a bleed tool. This is a split bit of pipe that's got a closed end, socket set, brake fluid, glass to get some brake fluid into, grips if we need them, hopefully we won't, and some spanners. So first things first, I've got a plastic bag. The plastic bag is to put on this lid of the brake fluid chamber. So the brake fluid chamber allows a certain amount of air to go in to allow the brake fluid to flow into it and make up if need be. I'm going to seal it with this bag. Try to anyway. Just try and create a vacuum in there, just in case it's not sealing properly. So we create a vacuum and that stops the brake fluid then coming through here when I undo the brake pipe. I've also got a tray under here and I've got some wooden blocks which I'm going to stand that glass on. So those are the things you need. Right, let's undo this first. We've got a spanner on there, looks like 11, and then we've got the 12, and then we've got the brake pipe at the top. Okay. That's 13. No, that's 14. Get there in the end. 14. Tough 14. I hate it when these. I always worry about rounding them off. Mole grips can be very useful if used carefully. There we go. So that's now taken that. What it's done is it's done it without causing any significant damage and without rounding that off. So I can still get my spanner on there. This one up here. It's a bit dirty around that, I'm going to give it a brush. I don't want dirt getting in. Bits. 11 mil. Another one that's tight. There we go. It's moving. Not going to be able to take this one off until I've done the top one. Yeah, because it will twist up. Let's do the top one first. Obviously working on brakes is a bit of a risky thing. If your car doesn't stop because you've not done it properly, people can die. So that risk is yours and not mine. I'm not guaranteeing that this is exactly how you should do it. This isn't a training video. This is me working on my car. So you work on yours at your risk. I thought that would just come out of there. When you look at this, you've got a T1 fitting, and I've done the front ones as well, so this should just come loose here. Like that. That should come out. Like that. So you get this weird top hat bit that just sort of takes the load and lines things up. It's a bit of a mess on there. Let's get some brake. We don't really want brake fluid on paint that damages it. Yes, top tip, don't get brake fluid on your paintwork. Right, take it off the other end. That's the old one off. That was easy. Set that train. Now, I'm going to undo the bleed nipple on this, which is under this rubber cover here. Rusty under this rubber cover. Everything's rusty on this car. It was parked up for about 5 years. Now, that's a 10. What I'm going to do, so it's 10, feels smaller than 10. Use that. Okay, feels like a 9. Let's just double check, not go mad. Yeah, it's a 9. Okay. This is a 6 flat socket. I want to make sure there's no risk of rounding this, because I can get on it, I will. So I'm just using a little. Down there. Looks like it rounded. Yeah, I think it did round. It's annoying. I need to heat this a bit. Yes. Maybe it is right. car is very rusty. Knowing what size things are can be challenging. It's definitely smaller than a 9, it's probably an 8. Good fun. Things are easy on SLK. There we go. We've got drips down here because it's now flowing out of the bottom hose point to the slave cylinder, which is in here, is empty into my truck just through gravity, which is fine. It's all old fluid. I want to get rid of it anyway. So what I'm going to do now is set up the well, first I'm going to take that back to just nearly closed. There we go, that's closed. So if I undo it, half a turn, there we go. I'm going to put my bleed pipe on here. I suppose I need the... Maybe we should install the pipe first. Okay, let's install the pipe first. Right, this goes up through this hole here and goes into there, but we can't do that until we've done this bottom end. So we'll do the bottom end first. You can see it. Right. There it is. Going into here. There you go. We're going to fill all this with new fluid. It's going to flush through the new fluid. Okay. What's on there? We're going to nip that up with the 14, I think it was, wasn't it? There we go, it's compression fittings. We don't want to go nuts with that. This end, we're going up into here. And there are little splines to stop that turning where it goes through. Put our hat on. And then thread the brake pipe back down into the top. There's the hat in place and nice and square. And I use 11mm spanner to tighten this up. Again, compression fitting. We're not going crazy tight. We'll be checking for leaks in this when it's finished. There we go, nip that up. I'm going to dry all this off because I want to see if there's any leaks. And I don't really want it on my under seal. Clean that off. Right, now my bleed pipe here. Into a glass jar. There. Now, what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to take off the plastic cover so that the vacuum is released, and then I'm going to pump the brake pedal nicely, slowly and carefully with repeated presses until we start to fill this. Coming through. Going to check the fluid level in my reservoir. Top it up with fluid if I need to. There we go. You saw those bubbles there. Wanted to make sure we got all the old fluid out of this slave cylinder. So we then look at tightening this back up. Stop the flow. I've done that finger tight, so I'm going to just pop this off. Well, actually, I'm not going to pop this off. I'm just going to see if I can just get a grip on there, tweak it. Okay, that's tweaked. Pop it off now because that should be shut. I can then put this 8mm back on it. Tweak that up. Take that off. Take my fluid away. Squeeze out my pipe. Really, that is that. Other than to put the come back to the reservoir. There you go. Put the cap back on the reservoir. I've got the other side to do as well. Well, that basically is it, but what we do need to do is check for leaks when the engine's running and testing the brakes, and we need to check that level because it's possible that there's a bit of slack in the brake pads now, and we also need to check it again after we run the first car on a very short, safe journey. So the risk is yours if you want to work on your brakes. That's what I've done. Hopefully that's helpful to you, and give it a like and subscribe if it was useful.